Hey guys, be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram for extra content you won't see here. Click the links in the description below.
Hey guys, EvaRide94 back again here with another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the Sentinel 1000 toys Riobot, the Iron Giant action figure. Hopefully I got those names correct. I'm unfamiliar with this line of figures. I don't know if they're new or old or whatnot, but once I saw the Iron Giant, then I had to pick them up for sure. So here's the front of the box. We have a very cool image of the figure with his Superman logo on his chest and his little Superman pose. So very, very cool from the movie. If you guys haven't seen the movie yet, I highly recommend you guys checking out the Iron Giant movie, instant classic. Back from I think it was the 90s or the early 2000s it came out. I can't even remember. But it may have been 1999. Anyways, there's the front, and then on the side we get some nice little art work here. We just see a silhouette of some trees and mountains here. And then going towards the middle of the side of the box, we have the words, "You are who you choose to be." That is a quote from the movie. Same thing on the other side, same quote. Going on to the back side of the box. Here we can take a look at some more poses that the figure can do. And then going down to the bottom of the box, we have all the names of the designers and the people involved here. So we got Riobot, number 19, the Iron Giant toy makers, 1000 Toys. We have Sentinel director Yuta Tobari from 1000 Toys and Sentinel. So we got the designer and then the finisher, and then that's it. So let's get them out the box and take a look at it. Alright guys, and don't forget to check out the link down below where you guys can pick this guy up at bigbadtoystore.com in case you guys are interested in buying this figure. Alright, and here we have him out of the box. This is your Riobot Sentinel Iron Giant figure. And first and foremost, as you can see, he's not a big figure at all. Actually, when I first saw these pictures of this figure displayed at conventions and stuff, I figured it'd be a big figure, and I was hoping for a big figure considering the hefty price tag of $150. That's what I paid after shipping, which is pretty pricey, and that's coming from Japan too. So anyways, very hefty price for the size of the figure. So speaking of the size, let's take a look at exactly how tall he is. He's supposed to be about 6-inch scale wise, so probably going to be a little bit taller than that. He's looking to be about a little over 7, between 7 and 8 inches tall. So he's not tall like the Mondo Iron Giant figure. Of course, that one was 18 inches tall, and it ran you about $350, which I also thought was overpriced too. But now he does come with some very cool accessories, and we're going to take a look at that right now. So he comes packed in with these open hands. His fingers are, closer together, but both hands are opened here. Then we get another set of open hands, but this time around we have the fingers spread apart. And lastly, we have a pair of hands that are in a form of a fist. Right, so moving on to the head sculpt accessories, or the faces, we get a total of 4 different faces. We have the neutral normal face. Just look at the eyes, that's the main area of it. Of course, the mouth can open. Right now he's not showing any teeth, but you can choose to add in some teeth. And there you have it, just like that. You have the Iron Giant showing his teeth, and of course you can still open up the mouth and have him with the open mouth and the teeth showing. This is still using the same neutral face, the normal eyes here, just to show you guys they come like this. So they're half heads, only showing the top of the face where the eyes are shown. And we have 2 different jaws. So this was the jaw you just saw without the teeth, and then this one actually has the teeth attached to it. So once you remove it, it's just the jaw piece that has the teeth. To add the teeth to the top piece, that is actually a separate piece here, so you can just slide it in and out. It just pegs in right here. So this is only the top of his jaw or his mouth has the teeth removable. The bottom piece is only this bottom jaw. You can't remove that. So if you want to put on I guess the face with only the bottom teeth, if you would ever want that, there you go. You can do it like this. Alright, so let's run through a few of his other expressions here. We have this face where his eyes are kind of gleaming at you like he's suspicious about something about you. That type of look right there. I went ahead and did it without the teeth, but you can choose to put the teeth on the top and bottom of any of these faces. Alright, so now we have this facial expression. To me, this looks like a sad face. He's a little sad right now. And lastly, we have the more angry looking expression here. And all these expressions are done by just changing the lines on the eyes there. That's it. That's all it takes. So he looks a little more angrier in this one. Alright, and last but not least, we have the final accessory. We have the S, the Superman S, that goes on to his torso right there, so you can pose as Superman. And this is cool. I like this piece a lot. The way this works is just a clip here, and it kind of scares me because I feel like it's rubbing against the paint on his chest, and I feel like over time it's gonna rub. I hope not, but that's just how I feel. But you see the clip there and just slide it underneath. I don't know why they did it like that. When you feel this figure, you feel a lot of die cast there. You feel a lot of metal. So, they could have added a magnetized S like they did with Mondo and just had it snap in there. I would have felt a little safer with the paint. But yeah, you just gotta slide it in. And you can actually rotate the S to any angle you would want. The more accurate angle would be a little tilt to the right there, and then there you go. So very nice piece. You don't actually have to have it on to rotate it, but you can see how it rotates on that little circle there to whichever angle you would want. Now after it's all said and done, he does come with a good array of accessories here. I do feel like he's missing a few of the more iconic ones, especially a Hogarth. He doesn't come with a mini Hogarth. That would have been a nice little touch for them to add just a little static figurine of Hogarth to put on his shoulder or his hand like they did with Mondo. Now it would have been very, very small, but I feel like for the price tag they could have done it. He's missing that. He's missing his blaster rifle that he can turn his hand into a cannon or a gun, as he says in the movie. And the Mondo version did come with that as well, so I guess that kind of justifies the higher price tag as well for that Mondo version. A few things I wish he came with. It would have been nice maybe if they would have released a deluxe version. I know it's already pricey, but it would have been a little bit pricier to release a deluxe version, but it would have been a nice option for those more hardcore fans of the movie that want more accessories with this guy. Anyways, that's it with the accessories. To get onto the figure itself, I feel like I'm taking so long to get to the figure, but here it is in hand. Once you get him in hand, he is a lot smaller than you would expect, a lot smaller than the actual box he comes with, but he's a nice looking figure. He looks great. He's very heavy too. I was caught off guard with how heavy he was. A lot of die cast there, a big chunk of die cast on the torso. We got die cast on the bicep area, shoulder area, on the thigh area. So wherever you see a thick part like the forearms or the hands or the feet or the shins here, they're a little hollowed out, but even the feet are die cast too. So he's a pretty much 80% die cast figure, which is a nice touch there. Feels great, feels like it's high quality. And the overall paint of the figure, the sculpt is quite perfect. It's very nice. They applied everything very well on this figure. Getting more up close, I want to show you guys the individual bolts that are painted there, and the torso area going down to the groin and the legs. Overall, looks very good. To the back, we see a lot of detail here, and down here too. So overall, the look got captured in my eyes perfectly. Looks good, looks just like him off the movie. Everything looks nice. Now let's get to the articulation of the figure. He has a good range of articulation as well, which is great. So we have the head that can swivel 360 degrees left and right. The jaw is of course articulated on every single face expression. We have the neck that can move up. It's actually a ball joint at the upper neck, and then it's a hinge at the bottom of the neck. So we get good range. We get the head tilt. Can bend forward, look down a lot. So good range overall here. You can actually see when you remove it, it's a ball joint down here. It's a hinge right there, and then it's another ball peg here. Once you look at the bottom of the head here, it just pegs into this area right here. So good range overall on the neck area of the figure. Onto his arms, it gets a little stiff here because this is all die cast, but it's nice because he'll hold. It's not going to be a loose joint, but we got the arms going 360 degrees here. We can get an in and out. Good range. We have a bicep swivel We have an elbow hinge here that may scare you for a second. It looks like it's just a single jointed elbow. And I was quite, I don't even know the word, I was quite surprised when I saw this. I was like, how in the world are you going to accomplish the Superman pose that I literally just showed you guys? I was like, there's no way this is the articulation. And it turns out that you have to pull it down, and that unveils more. And so you actually have a double joint once you pull it down as so. So there you get a lot more range, and then you can do the Superman pose or whatever you want to do. Then we have a hinge at the hand and a swivel at the forearm as well as the wrist. Onto the torso, there's actually a lot of articulation here. We have a diaphragm joint, and we also do get a waist swivel. So the diaphragm will bend forward and back. Good motion overall. I mean, you can do a lot. You can tilt him 360. He'll swivel on both the diaphragm and the waist here. So overall, they did a good job with that. We have the legs going forward here and back. These are all just on ball joints here. So you can see here, they come apart, snaps right back in. We do get a thigh swivel. They will go in and out, but they'll pop off when you go too far, but it's still a good range right there. Again, the thigh swivel, we have a good double jointed knee here. So you can see, you can bend it all the way back. It kind of collapses in. This back piece here, you can see how that works. Then we have the ankles that hinge forward and back. We get a good toe hinge, and we get a good pivot too. And I want to show you guys how that works through the back. Got some pistons here that do a good job here articulating the foot. So you can bend it forward a lot, and then it just crunches back. So good overall mechanic here for the ankles. Alright, so let's see how he stacks up next to some other figures. I'll just throw in some random figures here and there. We'll start off with the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Leonardo SDCC exclusive, soon to be GameStop exclusive figure right there. He's supposed to be about a 7-inch figure, so you can see how he stands next to a Giant there. So you can see Giant is closer to the 8-inch range for sure. Here's a Mezco 112. This is the Deadpool X-Men version, and he's a lot shorter than Leonardo was right there. And I'll get him next to a Marvel Legend figure. We have him next to Star-Lord, the movie figure, and he's a little bit taller than I think Mezco Deadpool. Let's see. Oh, they're about the same height. So yeah, they're about the same height there. So obviously he's a little taller than a Marvel Legend. So he's not exactly 6 inches. If you were to measure from a ruler, it's not gonna hit the 6-inch mark. But he's in that scale. They made it seem like it was a 6-inch figure. He would have been way too small. He's small already as it is. And we say that because he's an Iron Giant. He's a giant figure. In the movie, he's portrayed as this gigantic robot. So when we see a little figure of him, it just makes it seem like he's just too tiny. But I think this scale works fairly well, for a more cost-efficient version of him. If you're looking at what's out there, this is probably the cheapest version you can get. And it's the best quality in this scale that you can get. Now, I would bring in the Mondo version, but just really isn't any reason to, because he's just so much bigger. He doesn't even fit inside my review area here. And also because he's kind of out of reach right now. Alright, and that's going to do it for my review of the Riobot Iron Giant action figure by Sentinel or 1000toys or whoever makes this. So many names in this, but this is a cool figure, I think. It is overpriced, clearly it is. It's gonna attract a lot of hardcore fans. They're really the ones that are gonna off up the money for this figure. Any regular fan probably would pass on it because he is expensive. But the trend I keep seeing with these Iron Giant figures, even the old Iron Giant figures from the 1999 movie release of toys, those figures are high in price, and they only go higher, after they're gone. The Mondo one was $350 retail, and now it goes for $500, $600, $700 on eBay because it's sold out, it's gone, it's out of print, no more being made. So who knows? This is a $150 figure after shipping, of course. Keep that in mind. I think retail was somewhere around $120 or $115. I can't remember, but with shipping, of course it went up. Anyways, I still feel like this is gonna go up in price once it's gone, because it just happens with all Iron Giant figures. It just does. If you don't want to risk it, go ahead and grab him, you know, even though it's gonna cost you, but I think it's better in the long run, because he might end up being a $350 figure or more. Who knows once he's gone. Anyways, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not done so already, hit that notification bell button, and stay tuned for more awesome content. As always, have a great day.